And that's where we begin tonight. Virginia Tech beats North Carolina. Now, it does bear noting, Mike Young's team is 8-1 on the year. The Hokies look like a good team. They look like a tournament caliber team. Win 8 of their first 9 games. Justin Mutz goes off for 27 points. Here is the deal, though, and I'm curious to get both of your reactions to this. North Carolina against Indiana. Little to no resistance. North Carolina against Virginia Tech, albeit on the road as well. No resistance. No sort of firmness. No sort of defense. No sort of, we were preseason number 1, and now we're going to show it.
Yeah. I'm going to tackle this first. So Virginia Tech beat us twice last year, and they beat us in the ACC tournament. So I don't care if Carolina was undefeated. This was going to be a tough game. Blacksburg was one of the tough. I'll never forget my games there. It's one of the toughest environments to play in.
Why, John? So why is this so tough?
It's the way the crowd is. I don't know if the game was crazy. The crowd was into it from the jump. It's almost like they're on top of you. It's if that crowd gets going, if you don't shut them down fast, it's going to get tough. So I think Carolina would have had a rough day at the office no matter what. They happened to be lost 3 in a row. So now we're, sitting here lost, 4 down.
I'm just worried again, because I think they can maybe flip the switch here. And that worries me, because I think they caught lightning in a bottle last year for a month. And you saw 4 months of kind of mediocrity or ups and downs, really peaks and valleys. They were getting blown out last year a lot. They haven't been blown out this year. That's a good sign. I just wonder if, again, they caught lightning in a bottle. They were so good for 3 or 4 weeks last year, and now they've come back down, not completely to what they were, but certainly, again, there's no shame in losing in Blacksburg against a really good Virginia Tech team without Armando Bacot. There's no shame in that one. If it were unto itself, but it is not. It is coming on the heels of a awful performance in Portland, and then kind of a lackluster performance in Bloomington, Indiana, against an Indiana team that just lost at Rutgers. So I don't know. I kind of worry about them. And for me, it starts with their energy. That's what I need to see. I need to see them when they were really good last year. What were they doing? They looked like they had fun together. They were laughing, joking, jumping around like little kids. We haven't seen that Carolina again this year.
And Jeff, to that point, they still have some non-conference opportunities with Ohio State, with Michigan, but how much does where the ACC sit impact them overall? And let's talk about it here. We're 4 weeks into the season, but let's face it, it's December, and once you get into all conference play, you're into conference play. North Carolina NCAA tournament, thoughts?
I will say this.
Don't you do it, Jeff.
I'm going to say it. If the season ended today, which it does not, North Carolina should not be in the NCAA tournament. Period. Who have they beaten? They've beaten Charleston. They've beaten James Madison. They won at Portland. They have lost to anybody that has a chance to be a tournament team. They would not be deserving today. As kind of last March 4th, you could have made a case that they were first 4 team on March 4th. Right now, there's no way in hell they deserve to be an NCAA tournament team today.
You're right. Preseason number 1 is going to also work against them as well, right? We thought they were going to be a good team. So now it's flipped, right? Last year, we're like, oh my God, they're playing so well. Now it's kind of like, even if they do go beat a Michigan team, Ohio State, and they go into Cameron and they run through this ACC schedule and play well, that's what they're supposed to do. So this, it's crunch time. We used to have this thing called a gut check. This is a gut check moment for this team. I'm sure Hubert has carried on that tradition of the gut check moment. And, not going to get into the Carolina secrets, but, it's time for a gut check. And usually when there is a gut check, we play a lot better. I hope Bayco gets better as well. And those guys off the bench, you guys are Carolina recruits. We don't
play them, though. You got to play them, John. They didn't play. Hubert told me in the preseason the one thing he said was, I think it might have cost us last year because our guys were tired. They were banged up. I'm going to start playing the bench. Well, he really didn't until tonight. And to me, Seth Trimble's talented. He could play. Now, Jalen Washington, their other big recruit, has been hurt. He hasn't played yet this year. But to me, they got enough, that they could, Tyler Nickel played today. He had 8 points in 25 minutes. To me, they should have been playing all along. And if they had, they might have been a little bit more prepared for a game like this in Blacksburg.